In this video, an overview of the new ABBYY Timeline user interface will be presented. You will learn where all the tools and functions are placed in the ABBYY Timeline 6.0 release. As you see on the screen, the user interface has significantly changed. The start page now is the new timeline tool called Primary Path. An overview and details of this tool will be presented later. We will start with the account and project settings. You can find all the settings in the left bottom corner under this icon. When you click on it, you will see the user's login name, the name of the project opened, and your role in the project. Also, as we mentioned, here you can find the user profile and account tabs. Also, a sign out icon is placed here. Let's open the user profile tab. As you can see, there are no changes here. As in the previous release, here you can modify security and profile settings. If you click on the same icon while having the user profile tab opened, you will see the account role information depicted here. You can access the account settings here too. There are also no changes in this tab. It's the same as the previous release. What else can be accomplished here? Under the question icon, you can see general information about the program, as well as access manuals, access release notes, view the ABBYY Timeline accessibility statement, and report any issues encountered. And via the bell icon, you can see processing status information if available. Let's move up. In the upper left corner, you see the following icons. By clicking on the first icon, you open the main page of the program, which is, as we already know, the Primary Path module. By clicking on the Project button, you can create a new project or open an existing one. A list of existing projects will immediately be presented by clicking the Open button. And by clicking on the data, the repository will be opened, containing all the same options and tools as found in the previous timeline releases. Let's get back to the main page. You probably remember that we can do this by clicking on this icon. Let's move to the right. As you can see, the name of the project is depicted first of all. By the way, you can access the list of existing projects by clicking on the Project button. Pretty cool. Next to the project name, you see the Context Settings button. Let's click on it. As you see, the project details can be opened here, where you can see all the information regarding the project and perform specific actions with the project, which are all the same as in the previous release. For example, clear user data, share the project, see history, etc. You can open the same Project Details pop-up window by clicking on the name of the project. What else? Under this icon, you also can upload data, rebuild the project, convert project columns, see scheduled tasks, and scheduled data exports, as well as create new scheduled exports. And, drumroll, something new and cool, project configuration. Here you can make all the necessary configurations within your project, set up alerts and calendars, change order events, see and delete events, and configure costs, metrics, and aggregations. Note that new functionality has been added here, deleting events. In Messages, you can see notifications from the program. As you remember, in ABBYY Timeline, you can not only analyze data, but also configure dashboards. You can open dashboards under the Analysis button. There are some minor changes here in the dashboard view. You can open the Edit mode here. In Edit mode here, you can also add a dashboard to your favorites, make it private, change its layout, duplicate a dashboard, and recalculate data. Also, it's very convenient to configure aggregations, metrics, and charts here, so here these options are now available. Now, when you create a chart, there are two options. not only show charts from the current project, but also show charts from another project and create a new chart. And when you switch off the edit mode, you have the option to create a new dashboard and open a list of existing dashboards. Let's get back to the analysis view, either by clicking on this button or by changing the mode here. You may be asking yourself, are all the analysis tools available in the new release? And where are they? Yes, they are all available here. As you see, we are now in the Process Schema module. Maybe you are surprised as you see the new primary path functionality on the screen, but the thing is, this new module is part of our Process Schema, and you can switch to a familiar path by clicking on the primary path schema, then selecting the milestone schema from the drop-down list. And then you can create the schema the way you did in the previous release, starting with clicking on the New button. And by clicking on the process schema, the whole set of analysis tools is open, all the tools that you probably got used to. There are no changes in any tool. You can just open them and use them just as you have in previous releases. And what else? Do you see this tiny exclamation mark near the name of the tool? By clicking on it, you can open the specific ABBYY help page about the tool. Contextual help can be a great time saver. But what about the overview page? Where are all the metrics and filters and everything? Please take a look at the upper right corner. These are all the metrics. Note that you have access to them from whichever module you are in. Very convenient. Let's review them all. By clicking on this button, you can see the list of events. It's just one more way to do this. Next is the duration metric and the time gap. Here's the count of events per timeline and the count of unique events per timeline, as well as the cost information if the costs have been previously configured. You can display all the metrics in one view, and you can also pin this layout with metrics so that it will be shown in every page you open. As usual, you can set up any threshold here and filter your data. And now it's time to demonstrate where the filters and sets are. Let's see it, for example, with the duration metrics. At the top of the page, you will see the general information. Now we will filter the data based on the duration of the process. You see that the current number has changed. If we hover over it, we will see the general information, and if we click on it, we will see the filters pop-out window where, amongst all, we have the option to save the filter as a set. The new set is immediately applied to all the data, and by clicking on the name of the set, the list of sets is immediately depicted. Let's try to open the list of sets when all the timelines are opened. So this is how filters and sets are depicted on the screen in the ABBYY Timeline 6.0 release. But that's not all. New filtering tools have been added and are available in a more convenient way. So you can look for something by number, text, etc. Also, you can apply the query to filter your data, and dimensions to filter the data considering specifically selected events and attributes, and tags if you have defined some. And that's it. We presented to you an overview of changes in the new graphical user interface of ABBYY Timeline 6.0 release. And we hope that this overview will make your experience in using Timeline 6.0 smooth and easy.